I'm going to build a studio, which I'm pretty excited about. I've been thinking about it for at least a couple of years now, and I think it's time. With having a toddler, working at home is becoming extremely unproductive. I get stuck in my garage office, which I really like this office, but like I can't leave if Emma and my wife are at home because Emma will see me, and it's a whole drawn out process for me to get back in here and working again. So I've been working at like Starbucks, Panera, other places over the last few months just to get some uninterrupted time in for edits and planning and marketing, etc. But I think it's time for an actual space that's not at home. So I can go, I can work, and I can come home and I can be at home. And it actually, I think, is going to work out really well because I did a promo for a local business a few months ago. They want to do more media, maybe a podcast, maybe some other things. And they've got office space up front that they don't know what to do with. So we got talking, or the owner and I got talking, and we kind of came up with the idea that I could use the space as a studio and they would have a quasi in-house media team to produce a certain amount of content each month. So I think that, it might work out, be very beneficial for both of us. And if not, I can just pay rent. The plan is, here we go. So I've got some diagrams. So this is the general layout of the studio. It's 22 feet long and roughly 13 feet, maybe 13 and a half feet wide. The problem is it's actually not that wide. The whole space has a hallway right here running through it. Then this is a wall making the actual studio space currently 22 by 9.5, which really isn't, that's going to be tight this way. This way is fine. So my plan is to take this wall out and increase that to 13 and a half feet. What's cool about that is you think, well, this is a hall. What are the people going to do that? And that's not really going to mess up this hall because it's just an office over here that the owner of the business uses, and he doesn't have any real reason to have a dedicated hall going to his office because he's actually got two other access doors into his office. So that wall's going, and this is actually an open doorway. So there's no door here. I need to add a door there, remove the wall, and then soundproof these two walls. So there's a road out here and some windows in this wall that need to be covered up. And it's just, 18-wheelers go by, some other things. It's you can hear it. So I need to at least soundproof this wall because there is a used office on this side, an entryway, and you can hear conversations pretty easily inside this room. So this needs to be soundproofed as well. I don't think this one does, and I don't think this one does because there's two concrete block walls on this side before you get to some warehouse space, and his office is rarely used. For adding the door, removing the wall, I'm getting estimates. I think on Wednesday at least they're coming out to do the estimates, and I'm estimating currently $2,500 for the door, $2,500 for the wall. We'll see how accurate that is. And then I'm going to use rock wool to soundproof, frame a 2x4 wall with a little bit of an air gap in between the existing walls, and then use drywall on the exterior that I can paint. And I think the soundproofing is going to run right around $1,000. For the actual studio setup, I'm probably going to build two flats, one here to 45 and another here to 45 that are movable. That way we can have a little table, two chairs for a nice little interview setup. You can put a logo here, and then you have 1, 2, 3 camera setup, or whatever you need. Also a table that's on wheels that can be rolled in, and that will probably get used way more than this. And I can work at it, use it as an office space. I can shoot videos at it. The owner can come in and shoot some social media stuff at the table, and we could do podcasts from the table via Zoom or whatever, or do a podcast here. There is a door here that I think will need some, at least weather stripping, so that sound can't travel under it and, in the cracks, because that's what I understand really gets you with soundproofing is the, like air gaps. That's where sound really gets in. So I'm going to try to eliminate that. Right now, I have the budget set at roughly $5,000 to $7,000. That is not going to be correct. It's going to be $7,000 to $8,000. Everything I want, I think, would cost $10,000, but I think it's going to be right in the $7,000 to $8,000 range. You know, $2,500 for the door and the wall. Hopefully that's relatively accurate. About $1,000 for all the soundproofing stuff, drywall, 2x4s, etc. Probably going to put some carpet, at least some carpet in this area right here. And that'll be good for sound absorption, and, you know, it'll set the studio off from the rest of the space. Although it does have nice, like, peel and stick laminate or vinyl wood planking, which actually looks pretty nice. So I'm undecided on the carpet. And then there is going to have to be some electrical work done because there are 2 light switches and a thermostat on this wall that I'm going to be removing. So those will have to be moved. At least one of the switches, and get rid of the other one and move the thermostat. What else? Chairs, tables, some set decoration. I don't have that all filled out yet. Most of the lighting I've already got. My lighting plan is roughly this right now. Chair, table, an RGB backlight on the logo area. I'm going to paint this. Oh, yeah. So this area I'm going to paint, I think, a dark gray, and then outside the set area I'm going to paint matte black. So this will be a nice dark gray. That way, hopefully, we can put like an RGB monolight there to kind of light up the wall and give it some flavor. I probably have a hair light hanging from the ceiling here, hair lights hanging from the ceiling there, background light hitting these 2 parts of the background. Would like them to be RGB, but I don't know. Key lights coming from over here, and maybe some fill or just a catch light on this side. I've got most of this. I have 4 4-foot Quasar tubes. Don't have good housings for them, but those might be able to be used, 2 each for the keys. And maybe the hair lights, and actually the background lights, because I also have 4 2-foot Quasars, and they're all bicolor, so I might be able to. I don't know. We're gonna have to see. I'll keep you updated. I'm gonna be doing 30 videos in 30 days on my YouTube channel, and I'm hoping to have the studio build done at the end of those 30 days. At least be done enough so that I am in and able to use the space. And I want to be posting updates every so often about all of the studio build stuff, like removing the wall, getting the door put in, and everything else. So pray it goes well, because it's gonna be a reasonably expensive endeavor. Not terrible for a studio build, but I think it's time. I keep being like, well, I can work out of the house for longer, and I really can't. I'm not productive here anymore, except for the 2 hours, like right now, when my daughter takes a nap in the middle of the day.